has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
So you're going to want to get the SportsGrid app on iOS or Android in the Play Store. It's free. It's unbelievable. You can watch the network on the app. You can listen to the network on the app. I mentioned, right, it's free. You can follow your favorite hosts like Carver High. It's got in-game odds. It's got everything. The SportsGrid app. Get it today. You won't be disappointed. It really is cool. We're streaming on X always at SportsGrid-Live. In fact, we're streaming there right now. And it's every day, all week, all month, all year. So check it out. SportsGrid-Live on X. You can get the Coast to Coast and Ferrall on the Bench podcast, 2 different shows. This entire show of Coast to Coast plus Ferrall on the Bench every day on Apple, iTunes, or wherever you download podcasts. Let's take a look at the schedule tonight on SportsGrid TV. At 6 is Front Office Sports Today. At 6:30, it's GTD with the mayor of Miami, Joe Ranieri. At 8, it's In-Game Live, the original OG with Scott Wetzel and my boy, Spittin' Speeds, Dane Martinez tonight joining Scott. And then at 10, it's Sports Rage with Morency. And then on SportsGrid Radio at 8 o'clock, it's The Institution, Carver and Lisi. There's your lineup tonight on SportsGrid TV and SportsGrid Radio as we dive into the second hour here on C2C on a midweek Where Do You Hurt Golf Wednesday. Coming up soon, the Prime Minister, who's lubing up right now, getting ready to talk 2 different tournaments with Carver High within the next few minutes on C2C.
Yeah, we're going across the pond for the Scottish, which is outstanding. Everybody
Beautiful.
loves the Scottish Open. That's for sure. All right, Mets beat the Orioles 7-6 in 10 innings last night. Mets were down, Scotty, 6-2 in this game. Going into the 8th inning, they got a 2-run homer from Francisco Lindor, and then a 2-run shot from the Polar Bear to tie things up before they won it on SNY.
And he hits one in the air to deep right center. Back goes Mullins to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Pete Alonso ties the game with a 2-run homer. Lindor and Alonso, 2-run shots in the 8th, and the Mets get even at 6-6.
This guy's been the best player on the Mets, hands down, no questions asked, and the owner didn't want to pay him. Remember, I mean, he held out on this guy till he was literally 1 foot into Canada getting ready to play for the Jays. Imagine what the Jays would be like with the team that they have rolling this year if they had Alonso in that lineup on top of what they already have. I mean, think about it for 1 second. Because Alonso has carried the Mets, in my opinion. I don't deny Lindor, and I don't deny that Soto over the last month has really turned it on. I can't believe he's not an all-star, but it is what it is. They shafted him on purpose. I think it's simple why they shafted him. You said it's because every team has to get a guy in. I think it's because of how much money he makes. I think they don't like him. Now everyone hates him because he makes all this money. And people, these media types, they're jealous of him. They can't stand the fact that that guy's making that much money. I honestly believe that. There is not a guy in the history of the game, literally, that's put up the numbers this guy puts up and didn't make an all-star game. I mean, it's just fact. That's all there is to it. There's never been a guy that's put up these numbers that didn't make the all-star game. Then they keep him out. Why? Why do they keep him out? They don't like him? Probably. That's what it is.
Well, of course, he's making just north of $46, $47 million this season alone. We know how much he's getting for his entire contract. He would have got an extra $100,000 if he made the All-Star game, and he still might. Of course, there's a lot of replacements that are being named as we speak. But apparently he really wanted that $100,000, Scotty. Money is what drives the man. He must have needed to add 10 or 20 Blackstones into the backyard. Here's Juan Soto on not making the team.
Would you have liked to make the All-Star team?
What do you think?
I don't know. Some people want to take vacation.
I mean, I think it's a lot of money on the table if I make it.
A lot of money.
So we're clear. Yeah, let's just be clear. These guys make so much money that in baseball and in the NBA that whenever there's incentive bags on the table, they cannot get enough of it. I mean, these guys would rather have those extra bags of money than, lovers. And you can't give them anything that they like. You could give them a Rolex and they'd roll their eyes. They don't care about stuff like that. All they care about is more money. It's always about more money. Why did he go to the Mets? Who leaves the Yankees unless they get more money? There is no one that leaves the Yankees unless, and when they made him an offer, what were they, 10 million shy of what the Mets gave him? He literally left over like pennies. Pennies to him. 10 million to him is pennies.
It was the family atmosphere. Remember, the Mets offered him that family atmosphere and the suite, and that's really why he went to the Mets. It wasn't the 10 million.
How about when they had stories that he had his own plane, which was a lie?
That was, his own private plane to use.
But people believed it.
He'll probably be added to the game.
He'll be added to the game by this Saturday. Because they're going to play. They're going to play through the weekend, right? When does it end? Sunday.
Sunday is the last.
And then home run Monday, Tuesday also. By this weekend, Friday, I think I'll say Friday. By Friday, someone pulls out and they put him in because there's always someone that suddenly is injured or doesn't want to go. Believe me, there are guys that in the NBA All-Star game, NHL All-Star game, all this stuff, they suddenly, my back. Because they know that if they don't go, it's like having a mini vacation. And as you know, in the NBA, Kevin Durant's the king of it, right? He takes off 2 months a year. This guy has more vacation. I mean, he takes 8 weeks off a year just for vacations, fake injuries. Oh, my calf. Oh, my God. And then he's in Costa Rica, or he's down in the Caribbean, or he's in the Maldives. Are you kidding?
Maldives is nice this time of year, so it's hard to blame.
Real nice, beautiful. It's great. Thailand is very warm in Thailand.
Mets will get Senga back on Friday against the Royals. He's missed lots of games.
He's always injured.
Orioles starter Brandon Young with an immaculate inning last night. Of course, 9 pitches, 9 strikes. 3 strikeouts, 3 outs.
There's only one immaculate.
118.
The reception.
Yes.
There's only one.
Yes.
They should come up with a new name for that because they cannot. I think there's tampering there. I think there's some kind of trade.
There probably is. Red Sox beat the Rockies 10-2. Complete game for Brian Ballo. 10 strikeouts he had in that as well.
I'm winning every night too. I've had about enough of that. Honestly.
Every night. The Red Sox are going to get Masataka Yoshida back tonight as well.
So
Yoshida's been out. Hasn't been there since last year. The Marlins beat the Reds 12-2. The Marlins have won 11 in a row on the road. How about that? First 11-game road winning streak by anyone in the majors since 2023. Twins beat the Cubs 8-1 in the loss. Justin Turner hit his 200th career home run. God bless and good luck. The Royals beat the Pirates 4-3. Nick Lofton walking it off for the Royals on FanDuel Sportsnet.
Line center field and down, and Nick Lofton wins it in the bottom of the ninth.
So just so we're clear, the Pirates have lost every game, 5 straight on their current road trip. I mean, they lose every night. And 3 runs is like a miracle for them. Like a 3-run game last night. I mean, it was like, wow, something to get excited. I talked to my buddy last night in Pittsburgh. Here's what he said to me. I said, "Are you watching a Pirate game?" He goes, "I haven't watched a Pirate game in 5 years." That's what the guy said to me. Not one game.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
It's Ferrall Coast to Coast. We are back here on a Wednesday, a golf Wednesday on C2C. Carver High here with you. Of course, every week we get you ready for this week's PGA Tour event. The one, the only Prime Minister Cam Stewart from north of the border in Toronto gets us here with the picks, the preview, everything you could ever possibly want. Cam, I'm excited this week because we don't have just one tournament. We have two tournaments. We have a Jabroni tournament this week as well. Let's go. 1.5 tournaments, I guess you could say, for that. Let's. Here's the first thing, and we mentioned this Monday, Cam.
Yeah.
This Scottish Open this week at the Renaissance Club. This is a major quality, signature event quality field that you are going to have. You have Scheffler, you have Rory, Xander, obviously Morikawa, Justin Thomas, Oberg, Bobby Mack, the defending champ. As good as it gets now, Cam, and I love this. 2 straight weeks of links golf across the pond. 2 of my favorite weeks on the calendar.
You couldn't say it better, Carver. In this tournament, it plays like better than maybe the PGA Championship. I consider like the Scottish Open, it is a major. And these guys from the States, like Scotty Scheffler, I saw them watching Golf Channel today, talking about the beauty of links golf, using any club in your bag, being creative. It's great golf. Like if you love golf, you love this style of golf because it's so different and so pure, and it's awesome. But Carver, you've been on fire. You almost hit Grillo last week, so I'm really looking forward to your picks. I was close, not close as you, and I know Brady had Kevin, don't call me Patrick Roy, not Wah, who almost won as well. Like we've been all over the leaderboard here at like 100 and 150 to 1 and 80. So let's nail it down this week, buddy, in Scotland. Let's do it.
Let's do it, Cam. And we'll get right to it because we have a lot to get to, of course, with the other Jabroni tournament, too. Here's my outrights for the Scottish Open this week. I usually don't think a guy can win back-to-back in the same spot, same tournament. It's an extremely difficult thing to do. But if anyone can do it, it might be Bobby Mack here at the Renaissance. So I'm going to go. And here was the other thing with Bobby Mack for me, Cam. 30 to 1. For the guy who won the tournament last year, I understand you have Scheffler and you have Rory here, but I'm going to take Bobby Mack at 30 to 1. He was good to us here last year. Let's go and run it back. Victor Hovland at 40 to 1. All reports are that he's fine despite the withdrawal on that Sunday at the Travelers a few weeks ago. Sam Burns has been knocking on the door. He can putt. This is a place you need to do that. I'm going to take a shot with Mr. Burns at 40-1. Matthew Fitzpatrick at 45-1. That number's gone down a bit since Monday. But I think Matt on this side of the pond, his game's been playing a lot better. Ryan Crazy Like a Fox. He's won already a couple times on the PGA Tour. Let's go. 65-1 with the Foxhole. And a little bit of a long shot here, Cam. But if you look at what Wyndham Clark's done in these links events, the Scottish and even the Open Championship the last couple years, he's been in the mix a lot. 70-1 for Wyndham Clark. I'll take a little flyer.
I love your picks, Carver. I think they're fantastic. I think Burns and Clark are great American picks at great odds. I'm going to go with Morikawa, and this is it. New caddy, new attitude. This guy's won the Open Championship before. I think it starts here in Scotland, getting it done. This is what he does. Just hit it straight, get creative. You're a creative player. This is the tournament for you. Matt Fitzpatrick, we're all over him at 40-1. He loves this event. Ryan Crazy Like a Fox, I'll be texting you. The Carvers will be in church, and I'll go, Fox is there, Carver. More collection plate, buddy. Donate, because we got lots of money coming our way. Oh, my God. Is it one Rasmus? No, it's two Rasmuses. Rasmus Højgaard at 70-1. And got to have my old buddy, Rasmus Neergaard hyphenated Peterson, 100-1. A European Tour hero. Got to go down. Got two Danes on my team this week, Carver. Getting stupid.
Hey, you know what? You got some of these European guys. You might as well try to work them in, Cam. I don't blame you. All right, the placements for me. I watched Xander Schauffele talk yesterday at this place about how awful his game's been. You realize he's outside the top 100 right now in the FedEx Cup standings? Man's got a lot of work to do. Top 10 at plus 175. He's won here before. Don't think he'll win, but I think you're going to start to see Xander turn the corner this week. People are betting Tommy Fleetwood to win. I understand it. We obviously can't bring ourselves to do it here on this show. Top 10 for Tommy, though, at plus 200. I'm sure he'll be around. Tom Kim is kind of like Wyndham Clark for me, Cam. I told you last week I was done betting him outright. I'll bet him top 20 at plus 230 here at this place. Another guy who plays well on links golf courses, and especially here at the Renaissance. Justin Rose, top 20 at plus 270, kind of a weird number. And how about taking some guys who play usually on the DP World Tour? Little Jordan Smith at top 40 at plus 120. And your boy, Langescu, top 40
Romaine
at
Lettuce.
plus 210.
Romaine Lettuce,
baby.
There we go. I got to tell you, I had Jordan L. Smith last week. He came second. This guy's a great pick. Carver knows what he's talking about. Tommy Fleetwood, top 10. Don't want to worry about him not winning and coming in second. Plus 190. McIntyre for a top 10, plus 225. Hovland, he looks good to me. Plus 140 for a top 20. Mr. Burns, I'm reading Carver's mail. Plus 150 for a top 20. Adam Scott, the wily old veteran, will be there. Plus 180. And Brian Harmon, the little American, loves links golf. Plus 260.
All right, first round leaders here. I'm doing what I always do, Cam. I have to stay with the strategy.
Yep.
Only way to bet Scheffler in my eyes is at a big number for first round leaders, 16-1 for Scotty Scheffler, and he's going out early. So I think that's going to help him as well. Tommy Fleetwood, although I saw today, Cam, actually the late guys are going to have the better weather with the less wind going out. So maybe look more towards the late wave. Fleetwood at 45-1. Justin Thomas has been first round leader here in the past. 55-1. Ryan Fox at 75. Aaron Rye loves Thursdays at 80. Matt Wallace at 110. And Matty Schmidt at 120-1.
Going to add, I think Wallace could be dangerous this week. I'm going to add him. Let's go. First round leaders. Tommy Fleetwood, always out of the gate, hot at 30. Morikawa, 32. Mr. Burns at 50. Ryan Ginger, let's go. 60-1. Watch out for Justin Rose. We've done it before, 90-1. And Laurie Cantor, watch out for this guy in the European Tour. He can hit balls, 100-1.
All right, quickly, Cam. Jabroni tournament, the ISCO in Kentucky.
Yep.
Cameron Champ for me at 28-1. Chris Ventura, Golf Detective at 45-1. Jackson Suber at 75. Adam Hadwin at 80. And the big rig, Harry Higgs at 80-1.
Hubbard in the cupboard, 25. Cam Champ, can I be the champ at 28-1? Zuber, super duper, 66-1. And the Canadian from Louisville, he's a Cardinal, cheap, 75-1 for Hadwin. Let's roll.
We got three of the same guys on our card for this Jabroni tournament. One of these guys has to come in. Cam, next week, the Open Championship at Portrush. We've got the special we're going to do again. We'll do Golf Wednesday as always. Let's go, baby. We love the Open Championship. Coast to coast on a Golf Wednesday. We're back into this.
I say, you crank that Soldier Boy, right? You Darvish back on the mound. Haven't seen this guy in a minute right now. Yeah, man, crank it, man. Get it going up. Hit the high. Yeah, let's go. Crank that Soldier Boy up here. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That was big back then. Where were you? Senior high school? Or maybe even in grade school? Then?
Bar mitzvah slate. In the bar mitzvah slate, each and every weekend, the young Benny Steve was out there hitting.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Tony Gwynn had 107 career at-bats against Greg Maddux. Never struck out once.
Oh, that's nuts.
In 107 times. 107. Cam, if you took the modern player and said, are you going to face Maddux 107 times in a row? Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and these guys, they'd strike out like 62 times type thing.
Exactly.
It'd be like 80 times. It'd be like whiffing.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Scrounge out a couple of quarters from under the couch to go trade for somebody who actually makes some money. I don't think that he would actually do that. That's not in Hal's style the last couple of years, especially in season. I saw they signed that Heimer Candelario, who the Reds released. That's more their style, going the discount aisle as opposed to trading for someone who's actually having a huge year like Suarez.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
I would be looking to get him in dynasty or keeper leagues. If I'm out of a league and I'm looking to rebuild for the next years ahead, that's where I'm looking. Yuri Perez is a special young pitcher that we're going to be talking about in that Paul Skeens, in that Tariq Skubal, in that grouping of guys. I think he can be that good. He's only 22 years old. It's the boy. So you're getting a situation here where Yuri Perez eventually is going to grow into that man of a pitcher.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Well, the Jays have been on fire, winning 10 in a row, but they're in trouble today. It's not over yet, but they're down 2-1 in the bottom of the seventh, so they got 6 more outs to muster a run to tie it or try to get the lead. But they're down today on the south side.
Yeah, they had that rain-shortened win last night to get to 10 in a row, and they're down 2-1. Dodgers have taken a 2-1 lead on the Brewers, sacrifice fly by Mookie Betts, bottom 7, 2-1 LA. And the Phillies have a 1-0 lead, top of the third over the Giants at Oracle right
One
now.
other thing,
Elsewhere,
I've decided to, I'm going to revert to calling it Comiskey Park again because I just refuse I refuse to acknowledge Rate Field. The greatest years of South Side baseball in Chicago were at Comiskey Park, and there's just no getting around it. And so I'm going to bring it back to life. From now on, all games on the South Side will be held at Comiskey Park on this show to keep things real. We're done with a Rate Field. That place is like it's a funeral parlor, that baseball stadium that they play in. It literally is it's a funeral home. That's what it is. And if you go in there, those places are cash cows, but that place isn't. That place is empty, and it's made of cement, and it is the dullest place I've ever been in my life. I went to a 4-game series there with that ALS ball tour, and I wanted to get shot at Cabrini Green.
Maybe they should think of some new sponsorship opportunities. I'm sure there's some local establishments, morgues in the area that maybe would be looking for some sponsorship chances.
They love Comiskey
in Chicago. The 54 wins by Toronto, the most in franchise history before the All-Star break. Addison Barger been on fire during the win streak. 11 for 35, 4 homers, 13 RBIs. He's been crushing it. Cards and Nats waited a long time. It was like a 2.5 hour rain delay, but they did get it in. Cards won 4-2. Cleveland beat the Astros 10-6 in 10 innings. So they've taken the first 2 games of that series, tied at 6. In the 10th, your boy Angel Martinez, there's only one ballpark in the majors that the ball he hit would be a home run. Lucky for him, he hit it in that ballpark. Guardians TV.
Angel hits a high fly ball deep left field. Back is Hummel on the track at the wall. Gone! A grand slam! Angel Martinez just didn't get enough of it. And the Guardians have shocked the Astros here in the 10th inning.
And now I'm really going for it tonight. You got to be kidding me. They're going to sweep the Astros in Houston. The Stones on this fella. I'm going for it with the Guardians again tonight. Why not?
With the great Slade Ciccone going tonight for Cleveland. You got back your boy Slade Ciccone in that one.
I am.
Anything's possible. I mean, they've beaten some of their best guys the last couple nights. Why not? Also, Rangers beat up on the Angels 13-1. Ugly
cover
for Anaheim last night. Padres beat the Diamondbacks 1-0. You mentioned earlier, Jackson Merrill and Fernando Tatis took balls back over the wall. They robbed home runs. I know that the Tatis one was off of Josh Naylor. Forget who hit the one that Merrill brought back. Was it Suarez who hit the one that or Corbin Carroll? It was Corbin Carroll who hit the one that Merrill brought back.
Yeah.
But they only needed one run. Louis Arise on Padres TV.
He's been stellar this evening. Driven to right field. Arise sends one deep, far, and very gone. Padres take a 1-0 lead.
He's not a home run hitter either. That's what's funny. He's a slap hitter, right? Isn't he a? Yeah, like this guy.
One hit closer to 3,000. Luke loves pumping this guy up. He was on a nightly basis.
Batting champ, right?
He's like plus 1,100 on a nightly basis to homer. Like his usual number to homer is like plus 1,100, plus 1,000, right around there. And he hits the only home run.
Well, that would have been fat last night, and it beat me. I had him at plus 115. It was, I mean, I after one of them being yanked over the wall, I'd had enough. And then the second one, I saw the second one when I got up at 5 a.m. to ball, and I was like, you got to be kidding me that I lost this bet with 2 home runs yanked over the wall. I mean, you talk about getting shafted.
Very unlucky in that spot. All right, couple other things then tonight's games when we come back here. A lot of baseball to do on Coast to Coast.
I say, you crank that Soldier Boy, right? You Darvish back on the mound. Haven't seen this guy in a minute right now. Yeah, man, crank it, man. Get it going up. Hit the high. Yeah, let's go. Crank that Soldier Boy up here. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That was big back then. Where were you? Senior high school? Or maybe even in grade school then?
Bar mitzvah slate. In the bar mitzvah slate each and every weekend. The young Benny Steve was out there hitting it.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Tony Gwynn had 107 career at-bats against Greg Maddux. Never struck out once.
Oh, that's nuts.
In 107 times. 107. Cam, if you took the modern player and said, are you going to face Maddux 107 times in a row? Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and these guys, they'd strike out like 62 times type thing.
Exactly.
They'd be like 80 times. They'd be like whiffing.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
Scrounge out a couple of quarters from under the couch to go trade for somebody who actually makes some money. I don't think that he would actually do that. That's not in Hal's style the last couple of years, especially in season. I saw they signed that Heimer Candelario, who the Reds released. That's more their style, going the discount aisle as opposed to trading for someone who's actually having a huge year like Suarez.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Would be looking to get him in dynasty or keeper leagues. If I'm out of a league and I'm looking to rebuild for the next years ahead, that's where I'm looking. Yuri Perez is a special young pitcher that we're going to be talking about in that Paul Skeens, in that Terry Skubal, in that grouping of guys. I think he can be that good. He's only 22 years old. He's the boy. So you're getting a situation here where Yuri Perez eventually is going to grow into that man of a pitcher.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Honestly, Carver High, I can't have it. Like 11-4 last night with the picks here on Coast to Coast, and I told you I had 5 big tickets. I cashed 4 of them. I can't have like a bad start to tonight with this Giants game. I need that. They're down 1-0. I need them to score some runs. I need them to win. I need to go into. I got like 3 other tickets going tonight, and they're all high risk. I already told you that. Guardians, super high risk that they would beat Houston and sweep them. I'm going for it.
Well, as Devers strikes out again to end the third, he just looks awful at the plate. Here we go. Our weekly look at the MLB power rankings according to people who think they know. And this week they have the Tigers as the top team, followed by the Dodgers, Astros, Cubs, Phillies, Blue Jays, Mets, Brewers, Rays, and Yankees. I will give you a Yankee note that just happened. They DFA'd DJ LeMahieu, which means get out of town. Get out. You're out of here, dude. So I guess they didn't need his belly aching about not playing it.
I've had enough of him complaining. And he also sucks. I've never seen a guy, in my opinion, he was gassed because I've never seen a guy lead the league in hitting and be the hitter that he was, where he literally got 2 hits a game every game and then become an absolute 150 hitter. This guy, he went from being the best to being the absolute worst, not only on the Yankees, but one of the worst hitters in the entire American League. He literally... and now I know he was hitting like 220, 230. He was actually doing a lot better, but he has gone. Do you remember when he was like a 300 hitter? The guy was incredible. And then he evaporated and couldn't get a hit. It's like, to me, he was juiced completely. I don't see how a guy could be that good and then that bad overnight. I mean, overnight, he became like one of the worst hitters I've ever seen in my life. He is so awful. I think the decision that they made is a good one, and they need to make it permanent. They need to get rid of him and just pay him off. You know what they did with Aaron Hack? They made him a golfer. Like, that guy golfs now and doesn't play baseball. He was so bad, he now is a scratch golfer. They need to make, I say make DJ LeMahieu a deep-sea fisherman so that he goes out on a boat and never comes back. Like, honestly, I want him out there like your boy, Mark Wahlberg. Wasn't he in the movie about the Andrea Gale? Can we get this guy out at deep-sea fishing and just not come back? I'm done with LeMahieu.
Or as I like to call that movie, The Perfect Nap, because that's what I took during that movie. The Perfect Nap.
So that's not in your top 500 right there.
No, I thought it was bad. I usually like anything with Clooney and Wahlberg and all those guys. Yeah, that was bad. That was a bad one. The Perfect Nap.
Face Off was better.
The Red Sox, if they wanted to trade Alex Bregman, which, let's be honest here, they're now just 2 games back in the loss of both Seattle and Tampa for the last 2 wildcard spots. I don't know why the Red Sox would want to get rid of anyone.
They're not trading Alex Bregman. He's their he's the best player on the team.
I agree. In the I can't believe it department today, Dallas Keuchel is making another comeback. Scotty, that's right. Dallas Keuchel is going to try again. Oh, your boy Bryce Harper into the seats. An Oppo Taco out at Oracle.
You got any other bad news for me?
2-0 Phillies. Bryce going Oppo Taco. Unbelievable. Dallas Keuchel is going to try to pitch again. This time with the Kansas City Royals. God bless and good luck, I guess you could say.
He sucks. He's finished, and that's all there is to it. And speaking of finished, Justin Verlander, he just had a second baby with her, Kate Upton. He needs to go make a third. He's finished, too. I mean, Justin Verlander is so finished. He's so cooked. I mean, they send it back to the kitchen. I mean, he is literally, he's well done. Finished. Kaput.
Great catch by the 56-year-old man with a glove in the first row out there in left field. We need to bring a glove. I mean, honestly, what are you, 9? You catch the ball with your bare hands if you're going to sit in the front row. You got to be kidding me. Bring a glove. 56 years old. 2 years ago today, The Pirates drafted Paul Skeens. Today's the anniversary, Scotty, of Paul Skeens being drafted by the Pirates.
Yeah, and he wants a divorce.
His MLB pitching ranks since that day. He's first in ERA, first in ERA plus, tied for first in homers allowed, the least amount, second in home runs per 9, third in WHIP, sixth in K percentage, 10th in WAR. We're not. You notice they don't list wins on that sheet. There's nothing about winning games, but. Unbelievable numbers for Paul Skeens, 2 years since being drafted.
Yeah, I know that you think I'm crazy, but I actually think he should start the All-Star game again.
I got to tell you, you sent me this thing, and it laid out all the numbers with him and Wheeler. Skeens leads the NL in ERA, ERA plus, home runs per 9. He's tied for first in B-WAR. Wheeler leads in strikeouts, WHIP, hits per 9, batting average against, tied for first in wins in B-WAR. So they're tied in that together. I got to tell you, I wouldn't, believe me, I would not have a problem if they pick Skeens again. I would not have an issue if that's who Dave Roberts and the NL side wants to go with in the All-Star game.
How much does the starter, how many, does he pitch just 1 inning or does he pitch 2?
There are some guys who have pitched 2 in the past. Very few do that anymore. I believe Skeens only did 1 last year in Texas, if I remember correctly. He only went the first inning because they also give him 14 pitchers on the staff now?
Yeah.
They've got so many guys. They want to get a bunch of them in. So it's 1 inning. It's one of those 2 guys. It's Skeens or Wheeler. Here's a good question for you. This actually might solve all our problems. When does Skeens pitch again? When is his next scheduled day to pitch for the is he pitching, I guess, Friday in Minnesota? Nope, he's not pitching that one. Is he pitching Saturday in Minnesota? Yes, he's pitching Saturday. I'm not sure when Wheeler pitches again.
So there's no way he'd pitch Tuesday.
He could. You're only not allowed to pitch in the game if you pitch on Sunday. So that's the only way that you wouldn't be able to go in it. Wheeler is also pitching on Saturday. So both Skeens and Wheeler are pitching on Saturday. That means the both of them technically could pitch in that All-Star game. Why not? Let Skeens do it. Give everybody. It'll be more.
Then again, he started last year. Well, I get it. Like his rookie year, he started. So why not just let Wheeler go? I don't have a problem.
I'm gonna guess Wheeler has not done that before. Be the starting pitcher in an All-Star game. And honestly, for a guy like Dave Roberts, that might tip the scales. That Skeens did it last year. We'll give Wheeler a shot to start the say that he can do it, because remember, he's leaving in 2 years, right? He's retiring after his contract's up. Skeens has a lot more All-Star games.
He's another quitter. Put him in the quitters club. Get him a locker in a parking spot. He's Barry Sanders, all the Megatron.
Speaking of
the quitters,
here's the rest of the All-Star game stuff. They've already started naming replacements. Junior Caminero will replace Alex Bregman, and he'll be in the home run derby, by the way. Padres closer Robert Suarez will replace Sale. Andrew Abbott, who's having a great year for Cincinnati, he'll replace Yamamoto on the National League team as well. They're going to use that ABS challenge system in the All-Star game. Can I ask you a question? Why? Who cares?
Because they want it. Well, it's coming to baseball, and it's because the umpires are so atrocious calling balls and strikes now. They're so awful that every guy that umps a game now tosses every manager and player out of the game because they question their balls and strikes. But they should be questioning them because they're so atrocious. They are just pathetic at calling balls and strikes. It's embarrassing. So I think they need to use it, and then we'll know if it's a ball or a strike. We don't have to count on these guys screwing up games.
I say, you crank that Soldier Boy, right? You Darvish back on the mound. Haven't seen this guy in a minute right now. Yeah, man, crank it, man. Get it going up. Hit the high. Yeah, let's go. Crank that Soldier Boy up here. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That was big back then. Where were you? Senior high school? Or maybe even in grade school?
Bar mitzvah slate. in the bar mitzvah slate each and every weekend. The young
mitzvahs?
Benny Steve was out there hitting it.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I mean, Houston beat the snot out of the Dodgers, 18-1. And this is what happens here. Oral Hershiser doing the game for the Dodgers brings up the cheating scandal, going, oh, they must know the science because they're hitting curveballs like they know it's coming. It's like, oh boy, does he really want to go down that rabbit hole again here? I think this is one of those nights where they got destroyed. Hey, it happens in baseball here. But just found that an interesting comment by Oral Hershiser. Start bringing up the cheating scandal again.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Things you have to look at is what the team has the following day, especially when it comes to bullpen usage. A lot of the things I like to attack is you see these extra inning games, these games get drawn out, these bullpens get worn, or if someone gets shelled the first 3 innings and they got to go to the pen, early, that's a good spot to kind of hop in the middle of the next game. You got a tired bullpen, right? You try and take advantage there, maybe with an over, maybe with a money line. You're getting plus money on a favorite at that point.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Tony Gwynn had 107 career at-bats against Greg Maddux. Never struck out once.
Oh, that's nuts.
In 107 times. 107. Cam, if you took the modern player and said, are you going to face Maddux 107 times in a row? Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and these guys, they'd strike out like 62 times type thing.
Exactly.
They'd be like 80 times. They'd be like whiffing.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Carver High, is it true that my dude, Luda, is part of the all-star festivities on the entertainment ticket?
It appears that is the case. Obviously, with the game being in Atlanta, you got to have a little Atlanta flavor.
Right.
So Ludacris and Jermaine Dupri are part of the entertainment. So is Kane Brown. Not going to lie to you. I don't know Kane very well. And the Zach is a country singer, according to our sources. And the Zach Brown band, I think I saw they're not playing. He's singing the anthem, isn't he? Isn't Zach Brown doing the national anthem? I thought I saw.
haven't the foggiest idea about any of these people.
Well, you get Lil Luda, and Jermaine Dupri for you. So, and I guess that's on the night of the game, right? I'm sure there's like a whole separate list of entertainment for the home run derby that they'll have on Monday night. Or maybe they're playing both nights. Maybe it's like a doubleheader for them. You never know.
I actually want to see the cruise missile jacking, not home runs, but I want him to win the home run derby. But I also want him to hit some mishits that are 107 to 110 mile an hour heaters out at little kids in the outfield. That they put all the little kids out there with their glove, and I think it's going to be like a video game in terms of kids diving for their lives from this guy ripping line drives out there.
I got to tell you, how much I love, because it's the only thing that we have to play early next week is that home run derby on Monday night. And we did so well last year with Teoscar. I already got a feeling people they're going to be sleeping on that Junior Caminero from the Rays. That guy can swing it. I feel like he's going to be a little under the radar, not going to get as much juice. So I think early on, him and Cruz are the two guys maybe. Now, we still have a couple to be announced. I think there's 2 more slots to be filled between now and Monday that they have to add to the pool. But I like that Caminero. He can hit. He can go deep. Let's get to tonight. Speaking of Junior Caminero, the Rays and the Tigers will finish this series in Detroit. This was supposed to be a couple hours ago, 1 o'clock East, but they moved it back with some storms in the Detroit area. Reese Olson and Zach Littell tonight, or in about 25 minutes. Minus 150 for the Tigers, plus 125 for the Rays, and an 8.5.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just impossible for me to bet against Detroit the way they win. I mean, they're 25 games over 500 now. They win every night. They were down 2-0 last night. They still won and cashed a ticket for me. I want to take Tampa at plus 125. I just don't believe. I still think it's Detroit.
Yeah, hard to go after them, especially at home. They don't lose. It's just that simple. They just don't lose any of these games. The Mets and the Orioles again at Camden. David Peterson against Sagano tonight. Minus 165 for the Mets, plus 140 for the O's, and a 9.5.
Yeah, like I got this at, I'm upset because I got it at plus 126. I took Sagano and the upset over the Mets at Camden, and now it's up to 140, literally. So I got it at 126, and now it's 140. So I did bet the Orioles tonight.
All right. Next, the Mariners and the Yankees, still in the Bronx. Of course, we mentioned that Cam Schlittler will make his Major League debut for the Yankees this evening. Logan Evans will go for Seattle. Yankees are minus 155. M's plus $1.30 and a big 9.5.
Well, I like the over because you said they've had 9 in a row over, so I'm going to stay on that ticket. And then, Bob Evans sausage, I don't see him beating the Yankees. I really don't. So I'm going to take the kid, and I'm going to take the Yankee bats. I think they'll get to Evans. I don't know what the kid's going to do, but I'll still take the Yankee bats right now. What are they going for, 3 in a row now?
Yeah, 3 in a row it would be. And I will tell you, I think this might be the first time all year, I might be wrong about this, that Boone actually put the same exact lineup out 2 nights in a row. I think I couldn't believe it when I just looked at it. He went, and look, they scored 10 runs last night, so I don't blame him. But it might be the first night he got the same exact lineup, 1 through 9. Dominguez leading off, Judge, Bellinger, Stanton, Jazz, Goldschmidt, Wells, Volpe, Peraza, that he's done all year. So let's see if he can actually, because he loves
I'll
changing
tell you what,
every day.
are you not concerned when we saw that? Not that the people that think they know, but they rated him 10th. That they've fallen back to the middle of the pack of the best teams in baseball. Like, I think they're at the back end of the top 10 in the majors. I really do. Like, they look really average to me, even though, they scored 10 runs last night. Stop the press. What I'm more concerned about is the 6 straight losses that I saw. You know what I mean? Like, and they finally beat the Mets, but, 6 in a row they lost, and they've had that happen to them a couple times where they've had these mini skids. There's just something about them that's not right to me. They're not. I just don't think they're that good.
I agree. I don't have any problem with them being 10th on that power ranking list. Like, they're not as good as those other teams. And let's also look at it this way. Other than Fried, anyone really scare you? That's starting a game for the Yankees on the pitching side? Is there anyone you're really fearful of? I know Rodon's had moments this year, but I still wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him. I mean, other than Fried, they don't really have great starting pitching. So it doesn't bother me where they've
I'll give Rodon more credit than you. I think he's been really good for him this year, and I thought last year as well. So I think he's come into his own as a Yankee. I don't have a problem with him. I think Rodon and Fried are tough. I think the rest of them are bums.
We will finish all of tonight's games when we come back, including, of course, the Pirates are in Kansas City again against the Royals, and we've got some late night games.
What do you think will happen there?
Wait, aren't they facing Bubic tonight too? Bubic is going for Kansas City tonight.
Bubic Hare's going for the Royals. I like Bailey Falter, whatever his name is.
Yeah, could be an under.
Not against this kid.
I say, you crank that soldier boy, right? You Darvish back on the mound. Haven't seen this guy in a minute right now. Yeah, man, crank it, man. Get it going up. Hit the high. Yeah, let's go. Crank that soldier boy up here. Yep. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. That was big back then. Where were you? Senior high school? Or maybe even in
No,
grade school?
dude.
Then?
Bar mitzvah slate. In the bar mitzvah slate each and every weekend, the young Benny Steve was out there hitting it.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I mean, Houston beat the snot out of the Dodgers, 18-1. And this is what happens here. Oral Hershiser doing the game for the Dodgers brings up the cheating scandal, going, oh, they must know the science because they're hitting curveballs that they know it's coming. It's like, oh boy, did you really want to go down that rabbit hole again here? I think this is one of those nights where they got destroyed. Yeah, hey, it happens in baseball here. But just found that an interesting comment by Oral Hershiser. Start bringing up the cheating scandal again.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Things you have to look at is what the team has the following day, especially when it comes to bullpen usage. You know, a lot of the things I like to attack is you see these extra inning games, these games get drawn out, these bullpens get worn, or if someone gets shelled the first 3 innings and they got to go to the pen, early, that's a good spot to kind of hop in the middle of the next game. You got a tired bullpen, right? You try and take advantage there, maybe with an over, maybe with a money line. We're getting plus money on a favorite at that point.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Tony Gwynn had 107 career at-bats against Greg Maddux. Never struck out once.
Oh, that's nuts.
In 107 times. 107. Cam, if you took the modern player and said, are you going to face Maddux 107 times in a row? Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and these guys, they'd strike out like 62 times type thing.
Exactly.
It'd be like 80 times. It'd be like whiffing.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
So the Jays winning streak is over. They couldn't get a run to tie it. They lose to the White Sox 2-1 as we continue to look through the games tonight in the show.
We certainly do. Why don't we go next to Fenway, where the Red Sox, of course, have been hot. They're looking to sweep the Rockies later tonight. Antonio Santazella, gas can, against Lucas Giolito tonight. Minus 325 for the Red Sox, plus 260 for the Rockies, and an 8.5.
Yeah, I want no part of this. Even on the run line, it's awful. Boston's going to kill them, and I like the over.
Yeah, I like the over, too. I think Boston's going to kill them. Miami, looking to win their 12th straight on the road in Cincinnati against the Reds. It'll be Sandy Alcantara against Andrew Abbott, who, of course, is now going to the All-Star game. Minus 135 for Cincinnati, plus $1.15 for Miami, and an 8.5.
I wanted to pull the trigger on the stinky fish, but I can't do it. Abbott's too tough. He's, 7-1. He's been unbelievable. He's going to the All-Star game, and I think he ends their road winning streak tonight at Great American.
Cubs and the Twins again at Target. Cade Horton, here's a who, against Uncle Festa, David Festa. Minus 115 for the Twins, minus 105 for the Cubs, and a 9.5.
I actually like the Cubs at minus $1.05. I like that price. They looked terrible last night. I say they win tonight against this guy Festa Cheese.
Pirates and the Royals again at the K. Bailey Falter and Chris Bubich. Minus 190 for the Royals, plus 160 for the Buccos, and an 8.5.
So Bubich is going to the All-Star game, and I'll go Rogie Vachon here with Bailey Falter, and the Pirates steal one finally after losing their first 5 on their road trip. It's highly unlikely that they win, but I'm going to go for it and hope for the payout with the heavy plus money.
I like the under, and that's usually how the Pirates win, right? Keep the game under most nights when they do. So I'm going to go with the under tonight, and I think we could both get ourselves there. Washington and St. Louis again. Mackenzie Gore against Andre Palant. Minus 150 for the Cards, plus 125 for the Nats, and a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals again at Busch Beer because I think Tipper Gore strikes guys out, but he never wins.
That is very true. He does strike a lot of guys out, and he never wins. Cleveland looking for the sweep in Houston against the Astros. You've already kind of laid the breadcrumbs out for what you like here. Slade Ciccone and Brandon Walter, minus 155 for Houston, plus $130 for the Guards, and a 7.5.
I just want, I got it at 120. And now it's up to 131. So I'm getting shafted on both that Baltimore game and that Cleveland game. As I get it done early. I do these things early, these tickets. And I don't wait until late afternoon. I'm busy doing shows, so I don't have time to be betting when I'm doing this. So I do it in the morning, and I thought I got really good odds today on both those games, but I didn't. So I did go for it again, crazily with the Guardians. Somehow, some way, they've won these first two miraculously, right? They were up 4-0, blew the lead, then they win it 7-5, then last night a grand slam to win it. I'm going for broke here with the Guardians tonight. I got them at plus 120.
Rangers and the Angels again in Anaheim. Kumar Rocker and Kyle Hendricks, minus 120 for the Rangers, even money for Anaheim, and a 9.5.
I did bet on Jimi Hendrix today. It's down to minus 102. I actually got him at plus, you won't believe this, I got him at plus 110 this morning. I got him at plus 110.
See, it evens out. You got that one on the good side. You got the other side for the other twos. That's how it goes sometimes. It happens with me with the home runs early in the morning also. Arizona and San Diego, Brandon Pfaadt and Dylan Cease, minus 150 for the Friars, plus 125 for the Snakes, and a 7.5.
I actually, like Pfaadt here over Cease. Again, I took the Diamondbacks in every game, and I know that's crazy, but look, they won that first game, 6-3. Then last night, 2 home runs robbed. They lose 1-0. I think they've played better than the Padres in this series, and they got robbed. I'll take Pfaadt tonight over Cease. I think Dylan Cease has been very average this year.
One more game and the Taters to finish baseball when we start the hour, and then we'll get into some other things.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you're betting $50 a pop, doesn't matter. But if you want to bet $2 or $3 grand each side and literally have plus 110 on both sides, not the worst way to make some money on a Sunday night.
Not at all, right? I mean, and that's amazing. I've never really watched this in real time where you see these odds fluctuate with penalty kicks going on.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
Kalshi has been around since 2018, offering these event contract trading prediction markets where you can wager on things like the weather, whether or not Dave Portnoy is going to give a 9.0 on his next pizza review spot, and then the election, which is where they really made headlines. Election betting is technically illegal.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
You don't want a big that's camped out under the basket and clogging the lane. He provides a lot of really good defense, a lot of three-point shooting, and again, younger than Brook Lopez. It is a good match. I just don't think it moves the needle, but as we talked about to open the show, when Giannis Antetokounmpo was saying, we're not just going to sit here this year and say, oh, Dame's down, let's just take a pause year because I'd rather go try to chase a championship. So at least they're being honest and saying, we're going to make this team better.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.